So it is really it's a month of reflection, month of thinking, month of reconsideration and thankfulness. Thankfulness of all the bounties of our health, our well-being, our brothers, our sisters, our neighbors, and everyone. And pulling that together and recognizing what's really important in life, and then how we sometimes get into conflicts which really don't give us much of anything. So many people feel that, over the years of how the impact of this situation impacted the whole world. And so we are kind of, doing a lot of work to bring in healing and bringing in the best of Muslim spirits to bring in the harmony among many, among our neighbors, among our children, among our friends, among our colleagues.
And I would imagine to some degree it's a bit of a challenge with helping Westerners and people who remain very fearful about 9/11 and having to accept the spirit of Ramadan and the spirit of the Muslim faith, that they, instead of taking it in a negative vein because of what's happened with 9/11, to see that in many instances you're also looking for healing and peace and love at this time.
Absolutely. I mean, these things, few people can hijack a whole tradition and a religion and a whole culture. But it's the essence of that all of us with reasonable mind and reasonable wise thinking have to regain all the lost territory of our mutual friendship and relationship and the Muslimhood, which merges into the faiths of all religions.
And part of that is you plan to do that in several opportunities, whether it's at home or with family or friends, but also in an event that you're holding on Friday, September 9th at the Torrance State Hospital. If we could put that on the screen there for you. It is the Medicine, Culture, and Spirituality conference that is set up for that Friday, September 9th from 8 until 5. You can register there at www.cclair.com to get more information. But Dr. Chaudhry, if you'll tell us more about what participants can expect on September 9th.
Well, this is our 12th annual conference, and so we were during that conference when this tragedy had occurred. And for some strange reason, all the planning committee, this consists of many institutions, we have about 8 or 9 organizations which come together to pull together this conference. And this year there was a very strong feeling that we got to address what is important. And the point was that we all can either live in fear. This 9/11 generated 2 major wars in the world, and they're still ongoing. But maybe we can have the initiative of bringing in peace and spread the major initiatives around peace, and that all starts from psychology of the mind. Either we can live in fear or we can live in wisdom and beauty and harmony, and that's what the conference is going to address.
And in that conference, it's broken up into several different panel discussions as well as talks about behavioral health and diversity.
Absolutely. So diversity is not only about religion, it's about how we look like, what we practice, and our sexual preferences. All of those are diverse, and that's what makes the world beautiful.
Some of the people that you'll have on the panel, really a wonderful cadre of professionals here in the Pittsburgh area who can lend their assistance.
Absolutely. There are researchers from University of Pittsburgh to people who are practicing clinicians in the field of mental health, to people who actually are those who have been afflicted by conditions and diseases and disorders. They all are coming together, from professor to a common person, from family to a consumer.
If you could tell me just in your personal or in your professional practice in terms of working with people and helping them to handle fears, if you will, given this time as we move closer to 9/11 and people begin to remember their lost loved ones or friends or just the tragedy in general, are you finding that people are more heightened or more concerned, or if in fact they are letting their fears go and moving forward and in embracing this as best as possible?
I think that we did a little gathering of the faiths at our home, and I remember Zada was kind of working with many of the families. Would you want to make a comment?
Yeah, actually that was a time when I was working on having people around of different faiths so that we can share our faith, and it's so amazing that we don't understand each other, but when we are collected together and we talk about different things, we realize that how close we are as a faith and as a human beings. So this was the purpose, so that we can have togetherness Then we had the breakfast together in the evening, and they thoroughly enjoyed that.
There's something to be said about breaking bread together.
Breaking bread.
Whatever kind of bread it is and whatever table it is, there is
That's
certainly
right.
something to be said about that. So, well, unfortunately, we've run out of time, but thank you for being here on Impact. Before we go, if we could put the information back on the screen for individuals who might want to attend the conference or perhaps gain a different perspective around medicine, culture, and spirituality. It's scheduled for Friday, September 9th. Go to the website you see there on the screen for more information about registration, as well as what happens at Seclair day in and day out. We've got more Impact straight ahead. Stay with us.